Hello. So today we're going to do a practice on like recreating, reconnecting, and reigniting sacred spaces. Humanity as a whole at one point in time structured its whole existence around this sacred connection to the earth, to the spiritual world, to themselves. It's one of my favorite things about traveling in other countries where there are just all these little chapels scattered about as though you were just walking along the road and all of a sudden you were overtaken by the divinity in yourself and in life around you and just had to take a pause and a break to pay homage and to connect to that. So in this time where we have lost so much due to a worldwide pandemic and crisis, how do we restructure our connection so that it's not about losing these other things, but a conscious choice and intention to recultivate and reconnect to your own sacred divinity? Okay, so let's take our practice to the mat and we'll go from there. So begin by finding a comfortable seated position. That could be diamond legs, which help the feet flat on the ground. Sitting down on top of them is one option. Another is easy pose, where you're sitting sort of cross-legged, but one leg is in front of the other rather than sitting on top of the legs. But wherever you are, if you're feeling or experiencing any tension in the knees, try placing a prop to the hips above the knees, and that will reduce some of that tension and pressure. So wherever you are, it could be in one of these two poses or whatever works best for your body today. Just begin to sink into your seat. Really feel your sits bones, your body connecting to the ground beneath you, and acknowledge that the earth is rising up to support you. And this is a good place to mention that any moans or groans, let it out, let it free. This is a judgment-free, safe space. Okay? Also, while I may be a certified yoga teacher, you know your body better than I am ever going to. So if anything I am suggesting or offering you isn't feeling great, I encourage you, I implore you to please listen to that and honor that sacred and divine wisdom that is your relationship to your own physical being. All right. So let's just begin, just kind of stir the honey pot a little bit. Rotate your upper body, imagining that you're a stick stirring around. Just getting the juices flowing. Going to help really find our center and then coming in the opposite direction. Ooh, looks like somebody just tapped on, just let them in. All right. So coming and beginning to rotate the pelvis, making circles, the upper body, beginning to ground down and connect to our seats. Finding your center in this moment and in this space. Welcoming anyone that's just joining us on this journey today. And then let your circles get smaller and smaller until you find that your heart is centered over your pelvis and your head is centered over your heart, creating this beautiful line, this flow of energy up and down the body, bringing the shoulders forward, up, back, and down. And bringing the hands to a comfortable resting position on the thighs, palms up, in a gesture of receptivity to the divine wisdom of the universe. connecting to a breath that is both in and out of the nose. And on a big deep breath in through the nose, exhale out through the lips. Letting go of anything that's not going to serve you in this time on the mat today. In through the nose and out through the lips. One last time. And with that final exhale through the lips, allow your eyes to either soften or close, turning your gaze inward, recommitting to that breath in and out of the nose. And in your mind, imagine a giant box in front of you. And that box is a label that you associate with yourself. It could be mother, daughter, female, friend, social therapist, sociologist, whatever they are. Open up that first layer of label that is you associate to yourself, or perhaps somebody else does. And tear that box open. And inside of that box, you're going to find another box. And this box is another label that you experience in your life. And as you open that box, you're going to find another box, and another box, and another box. And you're going to work through all of the labels that you live with. And maybe some of them are things you love. Maybe some of them are things that weigh you down. But whatever they are, work your way down to the very smallest box. And in that very smallest box, you are going to be left with the essence of who you are without any of those labels. And that very essence is that sacredness that lives within you, the divinity within you. And that's what we want to work with today on our mat. Continue that journey, layer after layer, remembering that Deepak Chopra says that we are not human beings with moments of spiritual inspiration. We are spiritual beings that are sometimes inspired to be human. So once you get to that smallest box, being there with it, honor whatever it is that is left there. These bits of you that are never muddied by time or space or biography. It is your best. It is your most inspired. Take a moment to connect to this, to validate it, to appreciate it, to truly see it. And take the opportunity to connect this essence of you to your breath. And on the inhale, invite the breath all the way down to the bottom of the belly, letting the belly expand out, and then moving up into the ribs, and then the upper lungs all the way into the shoulders and chest. And then on the exhale, squeeze it all the way back down, letting go of every little drop of that breath so that the next can be fresh and buoyant and new. Breathing into the belly, ribs, and chest. And breathing back out in reverse from the chest to the ribs to the belly. In through the nose with your 3-part diaphragm breath. And out through the nose with your 3-part diaphragm breath. Continuing in your own time with your own divine wisdom. listening to your own body and intuition. Allowing each breath to feel inspired, fresh, and renewed. Move in and out of the nose. And then slowly, as you're ready, returning to the space around you, the lights, the smells, the sounds. On an inhale, bring the fingertips to grace the earth, and then up and overhead, letting your gaze follow the hands. And exhale, bring the hands to heart center, allowing the gaze to turn down. Inhaling, coming out, to come up, lifting the heart, lifting the gaze. And exhale, returning back to home, coming inward. Continuing with your own breath and your own time, on your own journey. Appreciating the gifts of your own sacred and divine wisdom that has brought you to the mat here today. One last time, inhaling up big and beautiful and full. And exhale, returning to center, finding that counterbalance and coming and returning back. Inhale, allow the right hand to come to the ground and the left hand to come up and over. And taking a moment to be here in whatever expression this side bend is for you now. It could be an undulation, an exploration. And all that you have to offer and give in this moment. And the next, inhaling some small circles with the arm, lubricating the joints, awakening the body. And as you feel ready, reversing and going in the opposite direction. Inhale, pulling all the way up and through to the other side. Remembering that everything here is an invitation to always do what feels best for your body. Always letting any moans or groans, sighs or exhalations of joy be reign free. Inhale, beginning to make those circles on this side now. It could be big or small. And inhale to come back up to your seated position. Lifting nice and tossing the head, and then exhale, twist to the right. Allowing your head to be the last thing that turns over that shoulder. And again, taking the time to be here, using the inhale to lift and lengthen, and the exhale to see if you can twist just a little more. Letting that opposite hand on the knee ground you, prop you, perhaps let you twist just a little farther. Keeping the shoulders relaxed and down the side body. And then using the next inhale to come through to the other side. Taking the time to notice what are the differences between the left and the right side of my body today. How is my body speaking to me and communicating to me with every passing moment? And what is my commitment to listen, to hear, and to integrate? Inhale, coming through to center and coming forward onto the hands and knees. All right. The knees stacked under the hips, the hands stacked under the shoulders. If you experience any sensitivity in the wrists, you can make fists with the hands and place those under the shoulders. And from here, we're going to inhale, drop the belly down, open the heart, lift the crown towards the sky. And then exhale, we're going to round the back, and let the crown drop towards the ground. Inhale, lifting and rising the chest, and exhale, rounding and coming back in. Once again, finding that divine connection to balance. Continuing with your own breath, your own time, and perhaps integrating any movements that just feel good to you. As you feel ready, returning to center to that tabletop position. Inhale, we're going to lift the right hand up to the sky. And take a moment here to pause. Feeling the chest open up. Exploring the bounty and gifts that are present for you in this moment. And then inhale, let's come to the other side. Now we're going to keep the muscles of the face nice and relaxed, acknowledging that our edge is the point right before we stop breathing. Inhale, coming back to center, this time walking the palms up a little bit. Once again, lifting the right hand up into the air. And then exhale, threading the needle, bringing that arm through and under to the other side. That left hand can stay flat on the ground with an elbow, or you can extend that arm straight out.
Oh.
Feel yourself melt into the earth. Accept the wisdom and guidance and strength that it has to offer you. Knowing that our divine wisdom not only comes from within us, but from the world at large, radiating towards us at all times. It is a matter of awareness and acceptance. Inhale, if that arm is good, send it out, slide it back up under the shoulder, and use that to push yourself back up. Switching to the other side now. So inhaling that left arm up to the sky. And then exhale, threading your needle, bringing it under and through. Bringing that shoulder down to the earth. And the option for extending that arm. Taking a moment to be here now with yourself and your practice. Inhale, sliding that hand back under your shoulder if it was extended. Pushing yourself back up to center. And this time, walking the hands forward up to the top of your mat. Taking a big, big breath in, letting the heart radiate out and up. And then exhale, melt the head and the heart down to the mat, coming into puppy pose. The hips are stacked over the knees. If you need to, you can walk the knees back a little bit. And if it feels tense or tight to have those arms extended all the way out, you can walk them back a few inches and it will take some of the pressure out of the stretch. But wherever you are, find a place that you can fully submit to this pose. Inhale, once again, sliding the hands under the shoulders to press yourself back up to tabletop position. From here, we're going to extend the right leg straight back, curling the toes under for a bit of a calf stretch. Just rock back and forth. Knowing that we are working here to wake up all of the muscles of the body, because our divine connection to the world and to the sacred, returning to the sacred spaces in our life, means first connecting to ourselves and every part of our physical being. And then on the inhale, you can lift that leg up, bend the knee, and just start to make some hip circles. Feeling the fluidity that comes with moving of the joints. And once you've completed your next rotation, you can reverse and go in the opposite direction. Beautiful, bringing that knee down to the earth, and then inhaling, going to the opposite side, extending that leg out, curling the toes under, and rocking back and forth. Knowing that, wow, these movements may feel small, there is greatness in them. And it's when we bring our intention and our awareness to something that we give it the opportunity to be great. And then inhale, lift and bend that leg, making your hip circles on that side. Once again, acknowledging the difference of the sides, appreciating them, becoming aware of and connecting to them. As you're ready, reverse. Bringing both knees down to the mat, and then curling the toes under to sit back on them. And you want to make sure all the toes are curled under, so you may need to engage those pinky toes, get them all the way under. Now, you could be here, or you could be here, if that feels really tight and you're just working to bring awareness to that part of your body. Or if you would like to go one step farther, you can do a toe stand, so coming to a balancing position on those toes, curled under. You can bring hands to heart, Anjali Mudra, known for its ability to connect one to the sacred and spiritual world and the spiritual self. So wherever you are in this toe curl, this wake up, see if you're able to bring your hands to heart center. And then wherever you are, let this divine connection be your inspiration and come to rise, standing up tall, bring the hands up to the sky, letting there be a bend to the back. And then exhale, dive all the way down to the toes. And give yourself the opportunity, the awareness, the invitation rather, to just be here for a moment. Let there be no other agenda or criteria other than to be here now. The knees could be bent. Walk the hands side to side or grab opposite elbows and hang. But whatever it is, let it be your own inner wisdom and guidance that leads you. Knowing that inverted postures are very beneficial, both in cold and flu season for keeping things from becoming stagnant, but also for keeping a healthy flow of energy awakened and enlivened in the body. That once again, when we do these postures that are seemingly simple, they hold the gifts of greatness in them. If you are clasping elbows, release them, bring the hands all the way down to the ground. And then inhale up to a flat back, so that could be with your hands on the ground, or your shins, or your thighs, whatever flat back means to you and feels right in your body. Taking a moment to be here. Also the option of doing airplane arms if you're looking to build a little bit more heat in your practice today. Remaining connected to your breath, in and out of the nose. Checking in with the face muscles, knowing that a stressed body can't take in information or change. So whatever you're doing, letting it come from a place of relaxation and rejuvenation. Big deep breath in, and then exhale all the way down, back to the toes, and then so slowly, as though you're stepping one vertebrae upon the other, coming back up to a standing position, allowing the head to be the last thing that rises. Beautiful. And here we're going to come to our feet with hip width distance apart. And what that quite literally means is if you bring your fists together and you can place them right between the arches of your feet, that is the same distance as your as-is bones. Okay? So this is the most stable foundation that you can give yourself, and also you are reducing the likelihood of any sort of injury when your feet are hip width distance apart. From there, we're going to bring a slight micro bend to the knees. We're going to engage the thighs, pulling them towards each other, tilt the pelvis slightly forward, and then let that tilt lift both the front and the back body all the way through the crown of the head until you are rising and standing as tall as you can, and then bringing the shoulders forward, up, back, and down, and extending out through the fingertips, coming into mountain pose. This pose has so much strength and endurance in it. And a large part of that is that we can pull up the energy and the inherent wisdom of the earth through your connection to the feet. So take a moment now to imagine that connection. Imagine the pulsing divine wisdom of the whole universe radiating up to you through the soles of your feet. Breathing in and out of the nose. And inhale, gather up all of this divine wisdom and energy. Bring it with you as you extend your arms up now into an extended mountain pose. So a nice big wide V with the arms. Imagine you're holding a giant ball. And then inhale, we're going to twist to the right and just pause here. Open your arms out side to side. Inhaling back to center, big V in the arms. And exhale to the other side. Just making a little flow here. Connecting breath and movement. Inhaling to your V. And exhaling out wide to the side. And then exhale, take the hands to shoulder height. Begin to slip back down so you're sitting in the chair. Letting the hips go back, sink back and down. Hands at shoulder height, extended forward, palms facing each other. Inhaling, rising up, opening up that heart to the sky, the world, the universe. And exhaling, coming back to that chair. Inhaling up and out one more time. And then exhaling, sitting back in that chair. The chair could be here, the chair could be here, the chair could be here. Knowing that you're creating strength and stability. Some options for the arms could be hands to heart center, the hips. Exploring what feels right for you in this divine moment. Inhaling up, rising tall. Once again, opening heart out to the world. And exhale, bringing hands to heart center, allowing the eyes to close and returning to that essence that resides within you. Your purity of self. Ask yourself, are you letting it guide you on the mat? Are you cultivating a relationship and awareness so that you can let this essence radiate out into the world when you leave your mat tonight? Taking a few of those Dirga or three-part yogic breaths, inhaling into the belly and the ribs and the chest. And exhaling out and all the way back down to the bottom of the belly. Inhaling, feeling that whole torso. Imagine that you're letting your essence be fed by this breath. And it gets bigger with the inhale. And then exhale, bringing it all back in, returning to self. One last big deep breath in. Exhale, bringing that breath all the way back down to the bottom of the belly, the awareness back to the room. You're going to take your right foot, and all you're going to do is you're going to flip it so the top of your foot is on the ground behind you. You can bring your hands to your hips or out, do a mudra, whatever's going to work for you. But really, you're just stretching the top of the foot. Muscles that rarely get our awareness and attention. And once again, in this search for the sacred within ourselves, we're going to honor all the parts of our body, even our feet. And then you bring just your toes to the mat. We're going to rotate the ankle in one direction. And then reverse. Coming to the other side, bringing the top of the foot to the mat. And if this is feeling unstable to you, you could always have a hand on a chair or a couch to provide you with a bit more stability. But even in this pose, still connecting to that mountain torso, so that lift all the way to the crown of the head, those shoulders relaxing down the back body, feeling the divine strength and connection that lives in you. Now coming to the toes on that side and rolling the ankle. And in the opposite direction. Coming to both feet, beginning to root down through the right foot. So feeling the whole weight of your body plant down through that foot so that the weight is evenly distributed between all four sides of that foot. And what that means is both the left and the right side of your foot and the front and the back. So while you have that left foot lifted up and you're just on the toes of it, you can begin to just play with what it means to find all four corners of the earth with that foot, connecting to it. And then as you're ready, on an inhale, rotate that leg out, the left leg, and bring your foot to touch either the ankle, the shin, or you can assist that leg to come all the way up, finding a focal point in front of you on the wall, or slightly on the ground in front of you. And inhale, lifting tall, coming into your expression of tree. Once again, knowing that you could use a chair, a wall, a couch for stability. Rising, lifting through the crown of the head, letting it give you some buoyancy. And staying connected to that breath. Knowing that if we wobble, that it is all part of our sacred journey. And then inhale, you have the option to stay here, or you can cross that leg over and sink the hips down. Knowing that there are so many benefits to working with balance. Balance being both a physical state, but also an emotional state as well. And the two are so closely linked and connected. So you are gifting yourself with so many skills when you work with balance. Wherever you are, inhale, lift the arms up, lift that leg up. And exhale, land it all beautifully, gracefully, intentionally back down. And let's begin the same journey on the other side, so you can lift up that right leg this time and really root down to the left, finding all four corners of the earth, your stability, your balance, and your connection. That lift all the way to the crown of the head. And then as you're ready, on an inhale, pivot and turn that leg out, bringing it to touch either the ankle, the shins, or all the way up to the thigh with an assist. And then deciding what is right for your hands. Always the option to explore something different and new. Anything that speaks to you. Knowing that yoga in its traditional sense was not a set of asana poses as we experience it now, but the willingness and the ability to let the divine move through you into any bodily form that was speaking to you at that time. So always the opportunity to explore and take a pose or posture further and give it your own variation. And then either staying here, or if it speaks to you, bringing that leg over and sinking the hips back and down. This is a pose that's really fantastic for the sciatic nerve if you experience any tightness or tension there on a regular basis. It's quite fantastic. Remembering that each breath is an opportunity to explore your toes farther. And then inhaling, lifting out, and up, and going all the way back down. And this time allowing yourself to fold all the way over, coming back to that inversion. Giving yourself some wiggles, some stretches. And then bringing the hands to the ground, stepping back with the right leg, letting that back knee come to the ground into a runner's lunge. Being here, squaring the hips, and then inhale, lifting the hands to the top of the leg. Readjusting here, making sure you are lifted through the crown, that you are radiating out into the world all of your pure essence and wisdom. And then inhale, bringing the hands to heart center, and exhaling, twisting. If you're looking to build a little more heat today, yogi's choice, you could always come up on that back leg. Whether your knee is down or up, inhale, coming back to center. And lifting the arms up and overhead, reaching up. As if now your inner light, that essence of you has grown bigger, and you are holding it out between your hands, and you are showing it to the world. This is your gift, not just to yourself, but to the whole world. Inhale, bringing the hands all the way back down to the mat. If your knee is lifted, you can bring it back down. And then bringing your front leg to the back. And bringing the other foot to the front of the mat now. So once again, establishing our pose. Our knee is over our ankle. Our hips are squared to the front of the mat. And on an inhale, come in, bringing the hands to the knees. Pausing. Taking a moment to raise all the way to the crown of the head. And then inhale, bringing the hands to heart center, and exhale, twist. Once again, remembering that there's the option to curl the toes under and lift that back leg. Using that next inhale to return to center, and then lifting the arms up and overhead. A nice big back bend in. And once again, radiating out that essence, that commitment to sacred living, that reconnection of intentions. Yet when everything else in our life is stripped away, the life we once led is no longer a viable option. What we are left with is the sacred. Inhale, bringing both hands down to the mat, frame that front foot, dropping that back leg if it was lifted, bringing both knees now to the back of the mat, and then sitting back on the heels, coming to child's pose. And the extended child's pose, whatever works for you. Inhale, bring the hands under the shoulders, pressing yourself up to a seated position, engaging the core. And then sitting back on the feet, tops of the feet flat on the mat. Inhale the hands in front of you, rising tall through the crown. Exhale, rotate the palms in the opposite direction and bring them all the way back behind your back. Clasp the hands together. And this could be a really nice place for a strap if that's needed or wanted by you. Wherever you are, clasp those hands or the strap and pull the hands back and down, opening up that chest, letting it out into the world. Remember, everything we do or say is a gift to the world. So we must ask ourselves, what kind of gift are we wanting to give? What kind of legacy are we wanting to cultivate? Are we wanting to build bridges or tear them down? Inhale, big and deep and bold and beautiful. And then exhale, allow the torso to melt over the thighs, bringing the forehead to the mat or a block, and letting the arms lift up overhead into your yoga mudra pose. Knowing that this pose is said to be the essence of yoga because the head is elevated above the heart. That our heart is connected to our divine and spiritual self. And when we let our heart lead our life, we are in one with our sacred intention. Use the next inhale to activate the core, and with the same intention that you built it over the thighs. Now reverse the gesture, coming back up to a seated position. And once you're all the way up, then releasing the hands, letting them come to the tops of the thighs, and taking a moment to breathe. Coming on to the side, pivoting the legs to the front, towards the front of the mat. Bringing the palms of the feet, the soles of the feet flat on the mat in front of you, grabbing the backs of the thighs, and then beginning to play with lifting the feet one at a time, finding some balance. We're not going to go into a full boat pose, we're just going to play with the idea of it. We're going to awaken our awareness to it. We're going to appreciate the gifts of our balance, our awareness, and our intention. And we're going to come to bring the soles of the feet together and take just a moment to massage the feet, knowing that there are 70,000 nerve endings in our feet. There are only 120 in the whole body. A large percentage of them reside down here at the soles of our feet. And so when we are massaging our feet, we are massaging 70,000 parts of our bodies, 70,000 muscles, tissues, organs, glands. I don't even know what else. Just taking a moment to appreciate and to connect to those parts of our physical being as well. Make sure you get the backs of the ankles and the tops of the feet and each of the toes. And as you're already taking a big deep breath in, up, and dry. And then exhale, just allow yourself to melt over the feet. Your hands can come to the mat. You can wrap them around your toes, both ankles. Using an inhale to rise up one last time on the mat today on this journey. And then extending the legs out and with care and intention coming to lay down on the mat. Hugging the knees into chest, rocking back and forth. Massaging that lower back. As you're ready, allow the knees to drop to one side, making sure that both shoulders stay connected to the earth. Extending the arms outside to side with a big old Texas T. And then last but not least, turning the head to look in the opposite direction that the knees are facing. Inhale to bring head to center, the knees to center, and then exhale, knees to the other side, maintaining that strong connection to the earth, the shoulders, and then turning the head to the side. allowing these deep twists that we took on our journey today to remove everything in your life that is not serving you. Anything that is keeping you from living your best sacred life, your divinity, your spirituality. If there's anything blocking you from that connection, give it permission to leave. And inhaling, coming to center, and exhaling, extending those legs out one by one, preparing for Shavasana. Palms up on either side of you. Maybe feel nice to place a blanket underneath you, or rolled up and under the knees. If you experience tension in the lower back, or even hands to the pelvis. Take an opportunity to allow your body to fully relax and submit to the earth beneath you. Honor and acknowledge that you have awakened and enlivened and reconnected to your sacred self. You have brought an awareness to sacred living and its potential to heal, to let go of the lost, and welcome in the presence of a sacred existence. As you're ready, roll on to your right side. Allow the right arm to be a pillow for your head. And savor this last moment of integration. You get up off of your bed, move back out into the world at large. One last moment to honor this experience. And as you're ready, you can use that left hand to press into the ground. Push yourself up to a comfortable seated position. And then inhale, bringing the hands to heart center, perhaps even on top of the heart, whatever feels right to you. Taking a deep breath in through the nose and out through the nose. And know that my wish for you on this day and every day that follows is peace of body, peace of heart, and peace of mind. Namaste. It's okay. Here, I'm gonna turn off my microphone. Hi, everybody. I want to thank you for joining. It was lovely to see some new faces today. And I apologize, at the end, my children just walked into the studio. And of course, we're elate with joy at having witnessed the yogic journey. Alex is there and Edith. So it's lovely and have a wonderful day. Alex, will you be joining for the next class?
Yes.
Awesome. I'll see you in a moment. Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
I was gonna stay for yoga, but we have a bunch of little peanuts, and the boys were not ready to babysit 3 children by themselves.
I thought they were great.
So, want to show them?
Yeah, here, I'm gonna unplug that for a moment. Here, hey kids, I'm gonna turn the computer around. Would you like to come and say hi to the students from my class? Okay. You can introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Olden.
Hi.
And there's one more in the back. want to say hi, Emily? All right. Well, everybody have a lovely day and evening and be well.
Thank you.
Oh, you're running over.
Bye.